Mojang built Minecraft into the most popular game in the world. However, throughout the years, they also made some questionable decisions. Today we're gonna look at the stupidest Minecraft changes of all time. Number 1, the Farlands. Now I'm not saying the Farlands were bad, quite the opposite. Everyone I know liked them. That's why I think it was a bad decision to remove the Farlands. Whoever thought that a simple border would look better needs to get his eyes fixed. The reason why everyone hates 1.19.1 is the chat reporting. Mojang wants to make Minecraft more kid-friendly. However, they missed one fact. The average player is 24 years old. The scariest part is that if you get banned, you can't even access your own single-player worlds. But if you think this update is dumb, wait until you see the rest. What do you do when you get lost? Most players check their coordinates. But until 2018, Bedrock Edition didn't have access to coordinates unless you enabled cheats. What's funny is that to this day, a lot of people don't even know how to use them. But hey, at least Mojang didn't make you pay for it. Number 4. There are 3 different mobs in Minecraft that are completely unused. The Illusioner, the Zombie Horse, and the Giant. These creatures have been in the game for years, and the stupidest part about all of this is that Mojang keeps updating them. The 2020 mob vote was a disaster because it was completely rigged. Dream used his influence to force Glow Squid into winning, but he didn't play fair. He was straight up lying to his fans. This made the community super mad, and worst of all, Mojang didn't do anything about it. There is a big difference between today's hunger and the hunger from 2011. See, back then, health wasn't really linked to hunger. So if you took any damage, it could take minutes before you healed back to full. That's why Beta 1.8 was the most hated update, until 1.9 took that spot. But more on that later. Number 7. In older versions, you could have epic snowball fights with other players.
Snowballs don't hit anymore.
Snowballs will now hit players again.
However, what if I told you that this was never the case? Snowballs never actually dealt knockback. This massive myth was caused by one plugin, which is still used on many PvP servers. Minecraft has 2 types of players. The ones who think Java is better and the other ones. This conflict is fueled by the stupid differences between the 2 platforms. The crossbow has more durability in Bedrock, the Java composter can be broken faster, tropical fish are bigger in Bedrock. You get the point. Having so many pointless differences is just stupid. However, I've left the dumbest changes for the end of the video. If you think the human mob was bad, think again. In Minecraft Classic, Notch added this. Luckily, a few days later, he came back to his senses and removed it. However, Notch wasn't finished, because in in-depth he added Rana, a girl NPC that would just wander around the world. The following day, 3 extra mobs were added: Steve, Black Steve, and Beast Boy, all of which didn't make it past the next update. Number 10. Why were the achievements changed to advancements? As far as I know, nobody had any issues with the name achievements, so it isn't clear why Mojang changed that. But I have to give credit to the developers, because some of the new advancements are really cool. Minecraft is getting more and more expensive. Originally, it used to cost €5, which was then raised to 10 during alpha, to 15 during beta, and to €20 after the official release. Today, the game costs around $30, but that's not where it ends, because we have the marketplace, where nothing is free. But subscribing is free, so please do it. There are caves that are no longer in the game. Caves like the ones with Mojang logos, the Bacon Cave and the Translator Cave. So why did they remove these, Dadusak? The reason is quite dumb. Notch simply got bored of people asking for their own caves. Number 13. Back in the day, you could call yourself a good player if you survived the first night. Today, you're a good player if you beat the dragon before the first night. Yeah, Minecraft is getting too easy, and I think that's a problem. Just look at the things we have. Netherite armor, totems, beacons, potions. Now imagine how easy the game will be in 10 years. There are 4 paintings hidden in Minecraft's code, and this is what they look like. Earth, fire, water, and wind. However, there is some hope, since they were secretly added in one recent snapshot. That's what we like to see, Mojang. Good job. So maybe we'll see them in the future, or maybe they'll end up like the Giant. What is the most hated update of all time? The answer is 1.9, the update which made the stone axe stronger than a diamond sword. After 7 years, this was the first major change to combat. Spam clicking became obsolete, which was good news for my mouse. The Minecraft chicken wasn't always a chicken. A few weeks before the official release, Notch changed the chicken into a duck. When he posted this on Twitter, it caused a massive turmoil. Seems like Twitter was always a horrible place. Anyway, the situation was out of control and something needed to be done. So a couple of days later, Jeb cleared everything up, stating that this entire thing was just a joke. Number 17. You could say that selling Minecraft to Microsoft was a stupid decision. After it was announced, people immediately became skeptical, since Microsoft has a reputation of ruining companies. For the next 15 months, there were no updates. To this day, 2015 is the only year without any updates. In 2017, Mojang made a subtle but significant move. The game was renamed to Java Edition and Bedrock was changed to just Minecraft. People were not happy with this change. I'll say this now, if Microsoft decides to get rid of Java Edition, then I'll probably quit YouTube. Torches are by far the most used light source, but that almost wasn't the case. Torches were very close to being a temporary light source. The idea was this: you'd place a torch and after a while it would burn out. Then you could relight it with flint and steel. Notch planned to add this idea into the 2010 Halloween update, although the players had a different plan. They wanted to keep torches permanent and they convinced Notch to scratch his plans. Ah, the good old times when Mojang listened to the community. Which terrain generation do you prefer? On average, players didn't like the generation on the right, saying it's too flat and repetitive, while the one on the left is exciting and adventurous. This is yet another reason why Beta 1.8 was so hated. And to top it all off, they also introduced oceans so big that the players called them endless. Number 21. Mojang has a new habit, and that's postponing things. The Warden is a beautiful example. Announced in 2020, the Warden had to wait 2 whole years before being in the game. The same applies to bundles, archaeology, and to the entire Caves and Cliffs update, which was even split into 2 separate versions. The first of which had absolutely no changes to either caves or cliffs. Man, I miss the old days when Minecraft updates were way more frequent. If I were to ask you what is the most iconic nether mob in all of Minecraft, what would you say? The Ghast? The Blaze? Perhaps the Magma Cube? Well, I'd say it's neither of these. I think the only mob that deserves this title is the original zombie pigman. The only nether mob that doesn't exist anymore. I guess you could say that the zombie pigman just evolved into the zombified piglin, but I don't know. To me, they're not the same. Dude, I feel like an old grandpa right now. Back in my days, the nether was full of zombie pigmen. There are a lot of cursed things in Minecraft, but nothing beats the petrified oak slab. This block seems to be made out of wood, but it was actually made from stone. That's right, you needed a pickaxe to mine this thing. Since it acted like stone, people used it to build houses that were immune to fires, because at the time, fire used to spread super quickly. Minecraft has a notoriously bad Reddit forum. The rules are way too strict, the posts are repetitive, and it genuinely feels like the moderators don't even play the game. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you'll see an impressive build or a great suggestion. The main issue, however, is the moderators. There are more rules in this subreddit than in El Chapo's prison. Number 25. The most annoying mob in all of Minecraft has to be the Phantom. In 2017, it won the first ever mob vote and then went to become the most disliked mob ever. The Phantom had so much potential, yet it ended up being just annoying. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. Take this player for example. I hate this mob with a seething passion. Having to fight 10 of them dive bombing you like it's Pearl Harbor is infuriating. Do you think that the 1.19 update was disappointing? Did Mojang deliver on their promises? Or is something missing from the update? If we objectively look at the features, we have to admit that there are quite a few. So why are the players mad then, Dadusak? Well, it's not because of the things that were added. It's because of the things that weren't. The devs overpromised and underdelivered. They showed us beautiful concept arts of new birch biomes and fireflies in swamps. Yet neither of these made it into the game. Mending is a useful enchantment. However, adding it might have been a huge mistake. Before mending, players didn't just waste their durability, because enchanted items were hard to get, and once the item inevitably broke, you had to get a new one. Nowadays, that's no longer the case. All you have to do is spend a few seconds in your Enderman farm and your items are fully repaired. When talking about dumb updates, we cannot forget the dumbest change ever, the removal of gamma. Minecraft has an in-game slider for brightness. However, even the highest possible brightness is not enough in caves without any light. That's when gamma comes into play. Increasing this number would allow you to see well even at night. But in 1.19, Mojang randomly removed this feature without any explanation, leaving players in the dark. Okay, you have to admit that was good. By the way, I'm currently racing Mogswam to 1 million subscribers, and right now we're losing, so please subscribe, do it.